Hello again, my favorite first graders. Now I'm going to talk to you about some math. Last week in math, on your math papers, you were talking about measurement. And before spring break, we were using non-standard units like our paper clips, our Unifix cubes. We even used some of our money that we count with, and that's considered a non-standard unit. But then I sent home your ruler, and your ruler, that is a standard unit of measure. And you measured height. Remember, height is how tall things are, and you measured length. The length is how long things are. And you use the standard unit of inches. And on the opposite side of your ruler, you used centimeters. Well, starting this week, we're going to measure temperature. And the way we measure temperature is using a thermometer. Now there are all kinds of thermometers. We have a thermometer in our house that tells us how cool or how warm our house is. When we get sick, like a lot of people are getting sick around us, we use a temperature to measure our temperature. This is one that I use in my family for Abby and Blake and for me. I put it in my ear, I push the button, and it tells me digitally the temperature of my body to tell me if I'm sick or if I have a fever or if I'm okay, if everything's normal. And some of us have gone to the nurse's office and she's done that. They have fancy ones that just swipe your forehead and can take your temperature. In my kitchen, I have other thermometers. I have a digital meat thermometer. I can put this inside some of the meat that I'm cooking to see if it's ready, and it'll tell me digitally the temperature of the meat. Here's another one. If I'm making like a roast or a turkey, I can stick this all the way inside, and this one's not digital, but it'll tell me the temperature of my meat. We even have a thermometer in the garage, and it'll tell me how warm or how cold it is in our garage. This is the thermometer that I would use if I taught this lesson to you in the classroom. This one's kind of neat because you can move the temperature up, and we can move the temperature down. Also, if you look on the sides, I don't know if you can see it, but it counts by tens, which is really cool. And we learned how to count by tens. Now, when we read the temperature, we use the term degrees. And we've talked about this before, and I'm going to show you on this dry erase board. So this is what we're talking about: temperature, thermometer, and we measure it saying the word degrees. And degrees is just that funny sign right there. It's just that circle. Like if it were 80 degrees outside, we would say 80, and then we'd write that symbol degrees, not simple. Symbol degrees. It's 80 degrees outside. Now, just like on your ruler, there are two sides to your ruler. You have an inches side, and on the other side you have the centimeter side. Well, with a thermometer, it's the same thing. In some countries, they use different units of measuring temperature. But here in America, in the United States, we say, and we use the term Fahrenheit. That's kind of a weird word. You want to say that word with me? Fahrenheit. And here I have the degree symbol and the letter F. When we see that F next to the degrees, we know that that means Fahrenheit. The other word, the other side of the thermometer, the other standard that some other different countries use is the term Celsius. This is the soft C. Say Celsius. Here we have the vowel E coming after the C, and that reminds my brain that this is the soft C sound. We don't say Celsius, we say Celsius. And then we'll look at the letter C and then our degree sign for Celsius. But remember, in the United States, we say Fahrenheit, or this is what we typically use, Fahrenheit. And now I'm going to show you on this thermometer. Let's say It is a warm spring day, kind of like the days that we've been having where we've been able to play outside. My kids have been wearing shorts. I don't know if you've been wearing shorts. It's been warm. It kind of feels like summer is coming. So we could say that outside it has felt about, let's say, that was Cooper, by the way. He makes crazy noises. Let's say it was 70 degrees outside. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's that word again, Fahrenheit. That's what that F stands for. Now, if you look at the other side, you probably can't see this very well, but you're gonna see this on your workbook page. On the other side, do you know what that would be in Celsius? If I look right across, it would be about 20 degrees Celsius. Now that's kind of weird. On the other side, it would be 20 degrees Celsius. So on some of your workbook pages this week, in fact, I know your lesson today on workbook page 241 and 242, you're going to see some pictures of different kids doing different activities. One page, it's all Fahrenheit. And remember, the warmer it gets, the taller the liquid inside the thermometer will rise. It will rise. The colder something is, it will be way down here. It will be lower. And don't forget that there's two sides of our thermometer. We have the Fahrenheit side, and then we also have that Celsius side. So, for example, on your workbook page, it has someone sliding down a snowy mountain in an inner tube. Oh man, I wish we could do that. That sounds like fun. I know some of you got to do that at Christmas time. Now, they want to know what degrees Celsius that would take place. So you're going to have to think, would 30 degrees Celsius be right? Well, if I'm looking over here, here's 30 degrees Celsius, and I look over here on the Fahrenheit side, ooh, that's pretty warm. That's like 85 degrees. I don't think I would be going down a snowy hill in 85 degree weather. What if I came down here to 0 degrees Celsius? Well, here's 0 degrees Celsius, and I look on the other side, my Fahrenheit side, and it says that it would be about 30 degrees. Oh, well, when I go skiing or when I'm sliding down a snowy mountain, 30 degrees sounds about right because that's cold. So on page 242, you're going to have to think, which activity would I do when it's really warm? What would the weather feel like outside when it's really warm? When it's really cold, what would that look like? And then remember the Celsius side that they're using on page 242. That's just a different standard of unit. But typically, most of us are going to say the word Fahrenheit. And when it's very warm, remember, the liquid inside pushes the marker up. When it's colder, it will go down. And don't forget, we count by tens. 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 40 degrees, 100 degrees. Oh, if it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit, we know down here where we live, it's super duper hot. And that's for sure when we want to go swimming or when we want to eat a snow cone and things like that. Remember, when it's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, we are chilly and we are cold. And that's when we have our coats out and our scarves and we're drinking hot chocolate. So this week I want you to work really, really hard on your math. Don't forget to practice your math facts. Don't forget this week you will have a chapter 14 test. Later on this week we're going to talk about shapes. So I'll make another video about our shapes. Remember, I love you and I miss you, and I'll see you soon.